Let's confirm the two starting 17s then for you. 3 changes today for Sean Long and Featherstone Rovers. I'll confirm that for you in just a sec. What about the visitors though? This is how Craig Lingard's Batley Bulldogs line up there. Fullback Luke Hooley, the Leeds Rhino loaned back to the Bulldogs. Then it's Dale Morton, Josh Hodgson, George Senior and Aidan McGowan. The halves today, James Meadows and Ben White. Up front, Adam Gledhill, Luke Blake and Keegan Hurst gets a start, and completing the 13, it's Dane Manning, Kieran Buchanan and Martin Riley. The Batley bench is Alistair Leake, Niall Flynn, Michael Ward and Sammy Kabula. Well, the 3 changes for Rovers see Craig Hall make way for Joey Leilua. Mark Corella is getting married, so Thomas Lacan returns. And where else? Craig Kopczak gets a rest and Ellis Longstaff gets a Rovers debut. So the starting 13 looks like this for Featherstone today. Number 20, Caleb Aikens, returns, I should say, to fullback. Then it's Luke Briscoe wearing 2 on the wing with Joey Leilua, Chris Hankinson, 21 try, Gareth Gale as well. In the halves, Dane Chisholm, his 50th appearance for Rovers, wears 34 alongside number 25, Thomas Lacan. Up front, 17, Gadwin Springer, 14, Matty Wildy, and the skipper, number 10, James Lockwood. And completing the starting 13, 33, Arama Howe, 13, Elijah Taylor, and 32 is Dan Smith. The Rovers bench today, number 9, Connor Jones, 15, John Davis, 27, Mathieu Koza, and making his debut, wearing 35, is Ellis Longstaff for Rovers against Batley. Here we go then. Business end of the season, round 20 of the Betfred Championship. Featherstone Rovers back at the Millennium Stadium, Post Office Road, against Batley Bulldogs. Narrow win for Rovers at Mount Pleasant earlier on in the season. Heartbreaking defeat, of course, at the end of last season here in the playoff semi-finals. Points to prove all over the park as Sean Long's side get primed for the run-in. 3 changes today. Mark Corella missing as he ties the knots. And a rest for Craig Hall and Craig Kopczak. Thomas Lacan back in the side. And a debut for Ellis Longstaff, who will wear 35 on the Rovers bench today. It's a strong Rovers 17 nonetheless. A Batley Bulldogs side who may just have one eye on Wembley in the final of the 1895 Cup in a couple of weeks' time. No James Brown for Craig Lingard's side. Their talisman is missing today. And a big day for James Lockwood, the Rovers skipper, appearance number 250. Dane Chisholm wears a Rovers shirt for the 50th time on a special evening at Post Office Road. James Lockwood leads out Rovers on appearance number 250. Hell of an innings from the Rovers captain, joining an elite list of Rovers stars of years gone by. He is the 33rd player, in fact, in Featherstone history to make it to 250 games. Experienced man in the middle today. Super League official Ben Thaler has the whistle. It's Featherstone Rovers against Batley Bulldogs. It's first against fourth in the Betfred Championship. As always, do let us know where you're tuned in from on Featherstone Rovers TV today. Always great to hear from you. Let's hope we can bring you a big, confidence-boosting victory with Rovers set to kick off, playing down the hill first half, left to right. The familiar home shirts, the butcher's striped white shorts, navy and white striped socks. Batley in their familiar colours too, the maroon, white and gold. Dane Chisholm has the lime green kicking tee. He's going to find the ground as well. 2 tricky bounces and eventually taken under the sticks, and Batley will bring the ball up for their first set, right to left. As we look on, there's been a really good feel around the ground today in the buzzing fan zone for the last couple of hours with live music. Great to have Josh Hardcastle up on stage as well as he recovers from suffering a stroke just over a fortnight ago. We wish Josh well. Great to have him at the game today. Luke Hooley at dummy half for Batley, their first set of 6 this. And they're going to kick through Hooley on the last tackle. And Gareth Gale in the lime green boots with a head of steam up early, flattens Adam Gledhill. Have some of that. It was Gale against Gledhill, the prop forward, and the winger won it hands down. Clip that one up and put it on social media. Wildy is the dummy half. First set of 6 for Rovers. Oh, it's a messy play, the ball. Ben Thaler says play on. Wildy picks it up and gets a high shot. The referee says that was up off the shoulder, it's okay. Chisholm is the dummy half. Now it's taken on by Dan Smith. It's been an excellent acquisition in that number 13 role. Wildy going left with Chisholm on his shoulder, pops one up and says challenge that to Gareth Gale. Allows Batley to catch and pin them right in that far corner in front of Percy's bar. As Batley try and get themselves back up the hill. Encouraging first set from Rovers. Batley 3 tackles in, barely made it out of their own 20-metre zone here. Good energy, good hunger in the tackle from Featherstone. This is the last, and they've made 30. Right down the middle of the field. Oh, and Briscoe got his angles all wrong there, slips and the ball goes past him. And the Batley chase is good, so Rovers are going to have to start from their own 20. Should have been 40 really, but for that little slip from Briscoe. But a good first carry from Briscoe, and he gets a high shot for his troubles. First penalty of the game. And Rovers will be straight back down the other end. Ben Thaler saw it. Good position for that one, the referee. Briscoe back onto his wing with minimal fuss. Rovers hoof into touch, into the sunshine on the far side. And it's going to be a full set of 6, right on halfway. Hankinson taps, Chisholm just pops it up to Gadwin Springer with the big fellas off down the hill. Wildy. Aikens back at fullback today. Wildy, 20 away, left side. Bypasses Springer, Lockwood. Another good carry, and Rovers are setting up right in front of the post here. Great start for Sean Longside. Wildy goes on a little scamper, gives it to Dane Chisholm. Lovely, delayed, soft hands. And they're 5 away left side with Hankinson waiting from acting half. Springer lurking. Here's Gadwin again. Thinks about promoting the ball and then just pumps the legs towards the post. Last tackle, Wildy. Couple of metres short. He's going to go back to the left-hand side. Chisholm dinks one into the in-goal area. Rovers can't quite get there, but there was a touch on that from Batley, says Ben Thaler. So the dropout is going to give the ball back to Rovers. Great set. Off the penalty on their own 20. Finished under the post with a dropout. Sean Long will be very, very pleased with that. There's a break in play as the referee has a word with a couple of the Batley players. And judging by his gestures there, he is saying, if you carry on talking to me like that, you'll be going for 10. He signalled 10 there. It wasn't a sin binning, it was a warning. Next person to mouth off is going in the bin. And Chisholm takes one high. Like a high slip catch that in the Ashes. Going over his shoulders. But he clung on. And Rovers now have a set from 30 out. Lockwood. Down the middle he goes. Wildy buzzing around the back of the ruck here. He's got Dan Smith waiting, first receiver right side. Here he goes, wearing 32. Promotes to Gadwin Springer, who increases the gain by 5 metres. Rovers knocking at the door already. Lacan with his first touch. Lacan towards the line, almost there. Eventually stopped just short. It's with Matty Wildy. Again they go. Springer, it's going to be another set of 6. Came off the right hand of Kieran Buchanan. And Rovers have another set in front of the post. The pressure is growing here at the Millennium Stadium. Great opportunity with a scrum right under the Batley posts. Lacan to feed the scrum, Wildy waiting. At the back of it, here he goes. Chisholm. Caleb Aiken senses something, darts towards the line. Halted just short. On the line, left side, another set of 6, says Ben Thaler. Chisholm. Smith. Dan Smith looking to offload. Thinks better of it. 10 metres away. Under the post again. Wielding options left and right. Goes left. Lockwood. Still with Lockwood. Back towards this right side. Takes a couple of hits and goes to ground. The 4 to the right. That's where Wildy goes to Taylor. Elijah Taylor breaks the deadlock. Eating on the mark, and Rovers have the first score. They lead 4 points to 0. Well, it was coming. And Elijah Taylor finishes well from close range. Kick to come. It's a 4-0 Featherstone Rovers lead. Chris Hankinson on kicking duties today, as he was earlier on in the season. That's the first match since his injury that he resumes responsibilities from the kicking tee. Left-footed, just to the right of the post. We're right behind it here on the commentary gantry. And he just drills it off the outside of the boot down the middle. Confident as you like, cut across it, Hankinson. 1 from 1. And it's a 6-0 Featherstone Rovers lead. Excellent start. All the action has been down to our right. Second try of the season for ET. First since March. And the game here against the York City Knights. Missed a fair few games in between. What with his groin injury and then his eye problem. But looking sharp, Elijah Taylor. In bright sunshine, it's a perfect early evening here at Featherstone. Do get in touch on social media. Let us know where you're tuned in from today. Our friend Mick Robinson is over there in Spain with a pint. Looks good. Here's Matty Wildy. Little scuttle over halfway from dummy half. Hello, by the way, to Josh Hardcastle, sponsored by Mick, I should say. Speedy recovery from Mick and Emma. That's gone to ground, but back to zero, says Ben Thaler. So everything at the moment is going Rovers' way. Leilua Taylor, the try scorer. Have we got a second try on the way? Gadwin Springer pumping the legs towards the post. Wildy. Lacan attacking the line. Caleb Akins. Rovers 10 metres away here with Leilua. Lacan. Dan Smith fancies it down the middle, almost there. Rovers knocking at the door here. Leading 6 points to nil. Matty Wildy to the left, to the post. Bit of room for Dane Chisholm to dance towards the line. Will he go on his own? He's ankle tapped. And this is the last tackle. Quick play. Hankinson fancies it himself. Gale, it's into touch far side. And Batley will get the ball back, with Rovers leading 6 points to nil. Good enterprise early, though, from Rovers. Hi to Jenny. Nice to have you back, Georgie boy, says Jenny. Yeah, I've missed a couple of games recently. Not intentional. I took a last gasp holiday. Managed to see a bit of sunshine in Portugal, which was lovely. But going Sunday to Sunday meant I missed a couple of games in a row, which was unfortunate, but here we are. Good to have you with us, Jenny, listening in at home with the two girls up the Rovers. Well, good start this, Jenny. Elijah Taylor's try, Hankinson's goal. Rovers have a 6-0 lead early on here. What have we had? 11.5 minutes. Batley, I think this is only their second set of 6. It's the last tackle. They haven't made halfway, not quite. It's going to be a kick straight out on the full. Got it horribly wrong. And he puts his hand in the air. Just James Meadows to apologise. He knew as soon as that went aerial that he got it wrong. It wasn't just an inch, it was a few metres out. So here come Rovers again. Full set in Batley territory, leading 6-0 on FRTV, with Wildy picking it up and giving it to Dan Smith. Wanting to offload, thinking better of it. Waiting for Wildy. Lockwood. Back to Lacan, and now Elijah Taylor. Rovers right side, 20 away. Wildy, Gadwin Springer back inside him. So is Lockwood, here he is. Chisholm running the angles. Giving it to Arama Howe, who looks dangerous. How about that for a burst? Gets a penalty for his side. What a charge from Arama Howe. Rovers have a penalty right under the post. It's a gimme 2. I'm sure they won't take the 2. Dane Chisholm looks over and says, do we want to? Sean Long alongside me on the gantry shakes his head. No chance. We want 6. And already we're back underway. Wildy. Lacan. Gives it to Leilua. What's he doing there? Well, getting in the way, that's it. Obstruction, crossing. And it's going to be Batley ball. Leilua wanting to get involved. And a couple of Rovers players just getting in the way of each other there. And Batley off the hook. They get a hoof into touch. So this will be the first opportunity for Batley to have possession in the Featherstone Rovers half, and we've had 14 minutes. That's how dominant a start it's been from Sean Long's side. Buchanan took the tackle, and they're over halfway for the first time. Springer, Wildy, Lockwood. Eventually the call is held. Luke Blake goes on a scamper. And it's taken on by Keegan Hurst, who was absent last week in their 1895 Cup semi-final victory at York. Back in the side today. Ben White attacks the line, playing in the halves today. It's a hooker last weekend. This is the last. They're right on the line, Batley. And they're going to get caught in possession. Great work from Rovers, Chisholm and Hankinson. Wrapping up the Bulldogs man. And Gareth Gale can bring the ball back downfield. 15 gone, 6-0 Rovers. Briscoe! Clean through a hole, but then hit the second line of defence. The gasp from the Post Office Road fans as Briscoe went through and Hankinson's off. Aikens, Lacan, Taylor. Only Leilua outside him. Briscoe was still in field after that burst. Leilua. Lockwood at first receiver, gives it to Dan Smith, who slips and goes to ground. Last tackle. 30 out Rover, central position, so Chisholm, what's he going to do? Spins and pops one up, says challenge for that. Hankinson can't quite get there. He had a quite deep starting position. But again, the turnover is within the Batley 10, right in that corner, that far corner down the hill. That's not a bad place to turn the ball over, but that was a good offload in the tackle. That's gained 20 metres for Batley, who now drive up again. Aidan McGowan up to the 40. Wildy getting through a lot of work in the tackle. Rovers defending this slender lead, 6 points to 0. Taylor's try as Meadows, oh, it's knocked on. Knocked on by Kieran Buchanan in traffic. Credit the Rovers defence there. Hankinson, Howe, Smith involved. Hello to our friend David Fowler, listening in sunny Hampshire, before he gets in the car and drives back to Derbyshire. Good to hear you back, says David. Good to be back, Dave. Looking forward to the final third of the season now. As are Rovers. 6-0 up here. Wildy from the base of the scrum on halfway. Chisholm left side. Oh, two great steps from Dane Chisholm. He's looked really sharp early. Rovers fans didn't like that tackle. Crucially, Ben Thaler did. It's Wildy on his own this time, running straight into the big men down the middle. 30 away Rovers. Lacan over the ball. Got Gadwin Springer first receiver right side. Takes the short ball to Springer. One Frenchman to another. Wildy 20 away in front of the Batley sticks. Lacan throws a miss out pass and Leilua doesn't need a second invite. 10 away with a couple of tackles to go. Taylor, Wildy, Dan Smith, Lockwood straightens up and drives at the posts. This is a really good set from Rovers. It's the last. Wildy could go either way here. He's going to go right on his own. Matty Wildy under the posts. Catches Batley cold. And Rovers double their money. Second try, Wildy the scorer. 10-0 with a kick to come. It was almost the perfect set, that. Had a little bit of everything. And ultimately, Matty Wildy, well, from Batley's point of view, that was a really poor try to concede. Hooker running from dummy half on the last, under the sticks. Where else is he going to go? You've got to shut that down. Wildy sensed they hadn't and took two men with him to plonk it down. And Hankinson is right between the uprights here to make it 12-0 at the midway point of the first half. Here comes Hankinson, makes no mistake, drills that one out of the ground onto the roof of one of the houses behind the terrace. Someone's got a free match ball back there. And it's 12-0 with 20 gone. And I wonder if Sean Long will start to use his bench. The interchange bench today has Connor Jones, John Davis, Matthew Koza and Ellis Longstaff, and Batley are forced to drop out. Rovers won't be pleased with that. Somehow that ball has found its way dead. Couple of bounces. Gareth Gale was the man closest to it. He puts his hand up. That's not a kind of thing that you want to be happening. So Batley are going to have a good look at the Rovers line here. Hankinson with a dropout. Oh, he's gone short. He's gone high. And it's tapped back. Oh, how about that? Rovers have got the ball back. Chris Hankinson with a short dropout. Lua rose high. He's tapped it back. And Rovers have got themselves out of jail. Batley just didn't expect it. There's Briscoe. That could have been high. It was round the neck. Ben Thaler says, that was all right by me. And Gadwin Springer goes charging down the pitch. Wildy, Lockwood, bounces off Keegan Hurst. And then held is finally called on halfway here. 12-0 Rovers on FRTV. Dan Smith takes it over halfway, spins in the tackle, and he's still pumping those legs. Last tackle, 40 away. Wildy has a look. John Davies is waiting to come on near side. Lacan, he's going to run it. Does he know it's the last? I'm not sure he knew that was the last. Thomas Lacan. Elijah Taylor's looking frustrated with his teammate. There, Lacan's miscounted. He's saying to his teammates, that was four, that was four. He's putting four fingers up to his teammates as if to say that everyone else has miscounted and he was right. I think, Thomas, you may have miscounted there. Monsieur? Either way, John Davis is on. Gadwin Springer is off. That's the first change made by Sean Long. The tackle count is wiped clean for Batley. Bright sunshine, beautiful early evening in this part of the world. West Yorkshire. Needless to say, what's happened there? The ball's come out. Ben Thaler says just play it again, it's fine. Needless to say, it was raining in Manchester this morning as I made my way over. Has its own microclimate, unfortunately, as cricket fans will know. But Batley have a good opportunity here, you know. 17.5 minutes to go until the break. They're attacking the Rovers line for the first time with James Meadows. Their standoff, who had a great game in the Cup semi-final last Sunday. Luke Blake, the dummy half, wearing 17, pops it up to Adam Gledhill, runs straight into Smith and Wildy. It's the last tackle, 10 away in front of the sticks. What they got? Meadows wants a repeat set, dabs it off Briscoe. They might score here. Meadows pirouettes, brilliant Rovers defence. He was over the line and he's dragged back into the field of play. They get 6 to go here. Ben Thaler says that was played up by Briscoe, but that looked like it was going to be a try. Excellent goal line defence. And now they've got to defend 6 on their own line here, Rovers. Gledhill waiting, first receiver. Well, it's another back to 0. It's another tackle count wiped clean. 2 in a row. Gledhill looking to go on his own from the first. He was dummy half there, the big prop. Back-to-back repeat sets on the Rovers line. Meadows, White to Hooley. Briscoe missed his man, gets it out the back, Hooley. Rovers are there in number, no way through for Aidan McGowan. Infield off George Senior. It's back with Ben White, taken on. That's Niall Flynn off the bench. No way through. So far, so good for Rovers. That's a really quick play. Rovers almost caught cold there. Blake tried to go over. It's the last again. Gledhill's the dummy half again here. Goes to Meadows. What are they going to do on the last? Hooley, it's going to be another 6 here. That's come off Gareth Gale. And it is given eventually a knock on. Almost played on there, Ben Thaler. The touch judge far side gave it. They've got to the right decision. It was played up by Gaz. It's come off his hand. It's gone to ground. And it's going to be the 3rd repeat set in a row for Rovers to defend on their own line. A hell of an effort this. At 12-0 they lead. 15.5 minutes to go until the break. Now a penalty goes Batley's way. All sorts of pressure on the Rovers line. Hooley. Last few minutes has been all on the Featherstone Rovers defensive line. Now what's happened there? It's gone to ground. Rovers have got it. It's played at, says Ben Thaler. In which case it's going to be 6 more. Increase. Oh, and now a penalty for talking. Penalty in front of the sticks. Ben Thaler's taking no nonsense here this afternoon. If they wanted a defensive drill or two, they're certainly having that. It's another set on the Rovers line. Gledhill takes the first drive. Luke Blake over it. White. Then Meadows. They're going down Gareth Gale's wing again. No way through. Arama Howe in the tackle. With Dane Chisholm. Back to Meadows in front of the post. That's 3 tackles gone. It's with Martin Riley wearing 30. Seen a lot of the ball actually, Riley early. He's loitering again. Oh, and they almost burrow their way over. Inches short. It's the last tackle. They're right on the sticks here. The posts are wobbling. Meadows, awful pass to him. Gets the grubber kick away. Bounce of the ball goes Rovers' way. And it's going to be a tap to Rovers, so they do defend their line again. And Leilua wants to get on with it. What a defensive effort from Featherstone. And Leilua already has Rovers up to 40 off the first carry. 13.5 minutes to go until half-time. Gale. John Davis loitering behind the line, waiting for his first carry. And Connor Jones is on. As is Macho Koza for Wildy and for Lockwood. And Koza takes his first carry of the afternoon. Jones waiting. Here he is, Connor Jones. Dane Chisholm. Now Lacan behind everyone to Aikens and Leilua. Hand off. Then gives it to Briscoe. Has that gone backwards? Oh, Ben Thaler's given a knock on. It looks like he was right. Luke Briscoe puts his hand up and apologises. So looks like the right call. Frustration for Rovers. Been a bit clunky last 5. A lot of defending to do. And they've done it. Preserving the 12-0 lead. 12.5 to go until the half-time hooter. First versus 4th, Sheffield, courtesy of their victory over Halifax Panthers, moving above Batley, who make a couple of changes of their own. The dangerous Sami Kabula is on. Toulouse also in action against Keighley today. Check on that latest score, they're already 34-0 up. That was a delayed kickoff. Problems for the Cougars to get to the ground. They were hailing taxis, I'm told, to try and get to the game. And they're 34-0 down. So it's going to be another big win there for Toulouse. The closest challengers to Rovers at the moment. Last tackle, Batley 30 away. Luke Hooley has the ball, puts one high over to Gareth Gale's wing. Oh, Gaz, what's he done? Has he taken it into touch? Big decision this for the referee. Or did he let it go? I think it's going to be Batley ball. That was a dangerous kick for Gareth Gale. He had nowhere to go. He was already half in touch. So it's another Batley set. 10 out. With Alistair Leake, who's off the bench. Terrific hooker. Goes the other way to Meadows, flick pass. Gale could pick this up. Doesn't quite, but he gets the tackle in. Batley have lost 10 metres there. Hooley. Leake again, just to the right of the post. Sami Kabula under the sticks. Carrying it backwards towards the line. Leake, will he fancy it himself here? No, he comes back to Meadows. Bit of room for the halfback. No way through. Last tackle. And that takes Meadows away from the play. And Leake's going to get caught with the ball in his hand. Eventually gets it away. Meadows is back and Lua hammers him. And Rovers again shut out the Batley attack. Catalan leads Salford 6-0 in Super League, the latest score. Big win for Wigan over Lee earlier on today. Rovers well, pretty much since their second try scored by Matty Wildy, have been largely defending. Over to our left at the top of the hill. Chisholm's going for a 40-20 here. Not got anywhere near, but it has at least turned Batley around. It's going to dribble into the 10-metre area. Connor Jones leading the chase, misses the tackle. Eventually Elijah Taylor gets there. Batley are readying Michael Ward as their latest replacement. On he comes. And immediately takes his first carry. So 4 changes made by Batley so far as Kabula promotes to Ben White. We've seen Connor Jones, John Davis and Mathieu Kozar for Rovers. Just awaiting Ellis Longstaff on debut. Meadows on the last, under pressure from Arama Howe. Goes high, Briscoe takes it unchallenged and then runs at Ward and Kabula. Dane Manning was in the tackle too. Jones. Gareth Gale, Rovers' leading try scorer. 21 to his name. Second in the championship charts behind the prolific Lachlan Walmsley of Halifax. Scored a breathtaking try in their semi-final at London down at Rosslyn Park last Saturday. Joey Leilua cropping up on the left to Hankinson, who offloads behind everyone. And Batley have regained possession through Meadows. Then Alistair Leake, not quite clicking at the moment for Rovers, with 7 minutes to go until half-time. Sean Long's getting frustrated alongside me, the Rovers head coach, watching as he does now from our commentary gantry, just a couple of metres to my right. Ben White gives it to Manning for Batley. Leake, Kabula, big impact. Mathieu Kozar looks like he's picked up an injury. He's out of the play at the moment. He's going to run it off, I think. Needs to get back in the line because here come the Bulldogs with White. Great ankle tap from John Davis. Last tackle. Messy play. Meadows has knocked on. And Rovers have the ball back. And there's 3, 4 Rovers players in back play who are struggling. Leilua, Davis, Kozar. I think Dan Smith's just having a drink. But 4 Rovers players out of that play. I think Leilua, oh no, he is hobbling, Joey. Never really know whether he's just getting his breath back, Leilua, but he looks like he's walking, he keeps looking at the bench as well. Anyway, Rovers in possession here with Briscoe. Good carry down the middle. Connor Jones waiting. Dane Chisholm. Briscoe makes his way back over to this near right-hand side. 5.5 to go until the break. 12-0 Featherstone. Davis, Lacan, Taylor, who scored the game's opening try. Kozar looks all right now, as does Joey Leilua. It's Lacan, fizzes it to Joey. Leilua's breaking down this right side. Last tackle, 10 away. It's going to be Lacan, I think. First receiver left side. What's he going to do, Thomas? Puts it high. Hankinson's going to be favourite here. Hankinson taps it back. Oh, but Rovers are offside, says Ben Thaler, who gives Batley the decision. Rovers fans don't like it, but it's Batley ball with 5 minutes to go until the break. Hello to our friend Nigel Bannister. Hi, Nige. Can you give a shout out to Josie Garnham, who's been at a wedding all day and is missing the game? She'll be watching it back as soon as she can, she says. Well, when you're watching it back, Josie, well, I hope you enjoy it. At the moment, it's 12-0 Rovers, but Batley have been knocking at the door, really. Rovers have defended well. They've had to. 4 minutes to go until the half-time hooter. They're defending again here. Meadows runs at Mathieu Kozar. Only ever one winner there. Alistair Leake. Ben White. Here come Batley left side. Hooley. Oh, they're going to score in the corner. It had been coming. Hooley fed Aidan McGowan and the winger touches down. And Batley have their first try. It's Rovers 12. The Bulldogs 4. Well, they've been hammering the Rovers line. Batley, and they've finally got some points to show for it. 12-4 with a kick to come. Hooley's the danger man, the fullback. Quite a season for him, hasn't it? Went to Super League. Much anticipated debut for the Leeds Rhinos. It was a bit of a horror show on his debut. Finds himself returning back on loan to Batley, and in 2 weeks' time we'll be walking out with the Bulldogs at Wembley. Right now he's lining up a kick at goal from just in front of us here. Hooley has taken it back to the 20-metre line. It's about 8 metres in from this near left-hand touchline, so he's got a good look at it. He's just in front of the chairman's office here. That's his kicking angle. Drills it towards the post. Too narrow. Never gave it a chance, Luke Hooley. So conversion missed. Rovers on the board. Batley on the board, I beg your pardon. But Rovers still lead by 2 scores. That's 12 points to 4. Final couple of minutes of the first half. Batley head coach Craig Lingard in his familiar bucket hat and bare feet, as he insists on being every single match, regardless of the weather. And here come Batley again with Sami Kabula. Oh, he's hit well. He offloads backwards. White, they're still going. Hooley again. Michael Ward again. It's a good contest this all of a sudden. Batley having most of the possession. 12-4 is the Rovers lead. If you're just joining us, Elijah Taylor and Matty Wildy have scored the Rovers tries, but Batley, last 10-15 minutes have been dominant. Pretty much since this man came on, Alistair Leake, their number 9, and Sammy Kabula, their big number 20. So plenty for Sean Long to figure out at half-time. Leake again to Kabula, those two that I mentioned linking up well. It's the last tackle. They're 35 out, just to the left of the post, looking for Ben White. Outside of the right boot, just puts it up and says, challenge that. Manning's herring after it, taken well by Caleb Akins. Back at fullback today in the absence of Mark Carella. And here come Rovers with Chisholm. Oh, what's he done there? He's thrown a horror pass behind everyone. And Arama Howe has gone back to rescue it. Rovers now in a spot of bother deep in their own territory. Briscoe driving down the middle. There he goes, Briscoe. Ankle tapped. He's had a big half. Big performances from Luke Briscoe. That's the half-time hooter. Lacan kicking. Leilua herring after it, taken by McGowan, who goes to ground. There's a Batley man injured in back play. And that's the end of an eventful first half. Batley making a game of this. They've been on top the last 10-15 minutes or so. McGowan's try not converted by Luke Hooley. They've got an injury in back play, the Bulldogs, on the half-time hooter. Rovers started really well. Elijah Taylor's try converted, as was Matty Wildy's. But it's game on here, half-time on Rovers TV. Make yourself a drink, rejoin us in 10 minutes. Rovers' lead over Batley is narrow. Featherstone lead by 12 points to 4. We'll see you shortly. Big second half on the way as Rovers and the Bulldogs make their way back out onto the field. Batley will kick off second half playing down the hill. Be Rovers up from left to right. 12-4. 2 tries to 1 is the Featherstone Rovers lead. As always, keep your messages coming in. Hi to Richard Slatter, who's listening in from Portland, Oregon. Thank you, Helen. Briscoe just about stays in field as Dan Smith brings it back. And hi to Chris and Becca Appleyard, listening in from Switzerland as well. Great to have you with us, guys. Let's hope we can see this one through. 40 minutes to go, 12-4. Here's the Rovers lead. Toulouse firmly in control in the south of France right now. Lady Keithley 40-0. John Davis for Rovers. Last tackle. Rovers are going to have to kick from around about 30 metres out from their own line. Dane Chisholm. So Batley got a good foothold. They finished the first half really strongly. Got that try through the winger Aidan McGowan. Luke Hooley missed the conversion. And they won't be too unhappy, Batley, with the way that it's been going for them. After falling 12-0 down. 3 Rovers replacements used by Sean Long. John Davis is out there, so is Connor Jones, so is Mathieu Kozar. Just Ellis Longstaff on debut, who we are yet to see. Sami Kibula, last tackle this for Batley. Meadows goes high. Gales under it, takes it confidently, but Rovers are going to have to start right on their own goal line here at the bottom of the hill. Gale's hurt, actually. He stays down. He indicates he took one in the face. The referee, by the way, is Ben Thaler, Super League official tonight. As Briscoe brings it back from Caleb Akins. Joey Leilua pops up down the middle with another great carry. Connor Jones, Akins. So a really good passage out for Rovers. Gone from 20, over halfway in 2 tackles. It's the last though. Dane Chisholm waiting. First receiver, but no, they're going to run it down the wing. Hankinson has the ball in his hands. Kicks in field, needs a good bounce. Oh, it pops up and Jones with a good hit and a good chase. Good end to the set that for Rovers. Kozar and Jones were there. Batley already making it down the middle. It's hanging in the balance, you know, this game. 12-4 is no lead. Batley, one of the most fierce of competitors in this league, as Rovers know to their cost in the last 12 months. The Bulldogs will be at Wembley in a couple of weeks as well, in the final of the 1895 Cup. They're a top 4 side too this year. Craig Lingard has worked wonders. Hooley, here they come again. They've got a 3-on-1 here. And they're gonna, can they get Morton away? They've gone back in fielding, they've gone the wrong way, and Gareth Gale has anticipated that brilliantly to rescue Rovers. If Batley had kept going outside, then Dale Morton had a try. I think they got greedy, wanted a better angle, went back inside, and Gale anticipated. But another wake-up call for Featherstone. It's with Briscoe, who's had a really big game, I would suggest. He's been everywhere and he stays down, Briscoe. He's hurt here. Physio is on for Rovers. Briscoe is hurt. Hankinson takes it on. Briscoe receives treatment in back play. 12-4 Featherstone's lead. 4 minutes gone, second half. I think it's a thumbs up on Briscoe, which is good news. Kozar promotes to Dan Smith, who's wrapped up in the tackle. 2 to go this set. Rovers are on the 40. Quick play, Jones to Davis. John Davis doing what he does. Gets the offload away, it's gone forward. Jones hacked it on, but Ben Thaler's starting position was exceptional. He's done really well, the ref. It's being argued by JD and Dane Chisholm, but Ben Thaler had the best view on the pitch. He said that was forward. It's going to be scrummed down. Batley ball. Ben White, here come Batley from the scrum on halfway. 5 minutes into the second half, as you were. 12-4 Rovers lead, but they're just not seeing enough of the ball. They're going to get it now. Batley have made a mess of that, and it's a penalty to Featherstone on halfway. So this is going to be kicked into touch from Dane Chisholm, and Rovers are going to start 30 metres out. This is more like it. Elijah Taylor wants to get going. Taps and gives it to Thomas Lacan. Pops it up to his good mate Mathieu Kozar. What can Rovers create here? Jones, Lacan. Smith just pirouettes into the tackle and goes to ground. 20 away in front of the post. Rovers with 3 tackles to play with. Jones to Lacan. Back to Chisholm. Akins picked up one-handed by Joey Leilua. Spins in field, gets the ball back to Caleb Akins. Rovers are right on the line. Lacan. Kozar. Senses a Mathieu Kozar with a beauty. Makes the break. Offloads one-handed. And Dan Smith does the rest. But that was all about the French flair of Mathieu Kozar. Smith the beneficiary. Rovers have their 3rd try and lead 16 points to 4. That's the first Rovers attack in about 15 minutes. And they've crossed for a 6-pointer. Try under the post, scored by Dan Smith, but made brilliantly by Mathieu Kozar. First try of the year for Dan Smith. And Hankinson could probably kick this with his eyes shut. Here he comes with eyes open. and drills it on to the top of the Ward Hygiene Services stand. 3 converted tries from Rovers, who can breathe a bit more easily now. 18 points to 4. 3 from 3 from the boot of Chris Hankinson. It's a very deep kickoff, really good kickoff actually, right, landing into the in-goal area, right on top of Thomas Lacan, who brings it back himself. Briscoe offloads to Akins. Can Rovers get a head of steam up here now? That will help. Another Batley penalty. Doesn't take any nonsense, Ben Thaler. Both sets of players should have learnt that by now. And more often than not, I would say he's on the money, Ben. Dane Chisholm drills into touch. Just watching the dialogue between Chisholm and Thomas Lacan, still getting the hang of each other's game, I think would be fair. There's been a fair few different half-back pairings this year, and this is another one, with Caleb Akins reverting to full-back today. He's been excellent in the halves, has Caleb. No Mark Carella. Congratulations to Mark, who's getting married this weekend. Dan Smith. Here is Chisholm. That little jink. Halted by Kieran Buchanan. Slow play the ball, this. Jones to Koza. Running direct again, Mathieu. 2 tackles to go, 30 away with the try scorer. Smith offload. Connor Jones takes it on. No way through this time. Last tackle, Davis will take over from Jones at acting half. Going to run it left side. Chisholm, not sure that was the ball inside. Arama Howe looking to get the ball away. They'll turn it over there, that's all right. It will be held, the call and the turnover. They're only 5 away from the line. Not a bad place to turn the ball over. But it was a bit of a cul-de-sac that Rovers ran into there. Half an hour to play, 18-4. Here's the Rovers lead. I mentioned the half-back pairing today of Thomas Lacan and Dane Chisholm. Oh, it's another penalty. Rovers offside this time. It's the 11th different half-back pairing in 21 games. That's more than a change every 2 games. For Sean Long. And Rovers have some defending to do here. Meadows. Batley already 10 away from the Featherstone Rovers line. Ben White almost eluding the tackle. Alistair Leake slots in behind him. Michael Ward waiting inside. Here he is, the big man. Shows the dummy and then just drives at Arama Howe and Dan Smith. No way through. Leake has Kabula hanging back to his right. Meadows behind him. It is Meadows. Pops it up to Buchanan. Hankinson read it well. Last tackle. Batley 5 away. They're going to keep going. Hooley. It's going to be another 6. It was played out, was it, by Featherstone? No, it's a turnover. Ben Thaler says it wasn't played out. That's an interesting call. Luke Hooley is contesting that. He threaded a kick through. Looked to me like Rovers played at it. Luke Hooley is now berating the touch judge. Well, they're not going to change their mind, are they? And Ellis Longstaff is on for his Featherstone Rovers debut. Connor Jones scampering from dummy half and getting a 6th again here, back to 0. So Longstaff on. I think James Lockwood's going to be back on too. Dan Smith off and John Davis off. So Smith and Davis off, Lockwood and Longstaff on. Longstaff is defending or attacking at the moment, right centre. And then he takes it on the charge here. First carry from Longstaff. Leilua just hobbling still in back play. That's why Longstaff has gone over to right centre. Eventually Joey gets back up there. So Longstaff is into the second row. Chisholm pops up a kick. It's a poor one. Easy take for Batley. The chase is good though. They turn over the ball 5 metres from the Batley line and they've knocked on the Bulldogs. Elijah Taylor forces the error with Gareth Gale. Rovers are going to get the ball back right on the line here. Great opportunity. I think Batley have got a problem with Michael Ward as well. Their big prop who stayed down. They're indicating they have to make another change here. Well, this is a great opportunity for Featherstone to really steal a march in this contest. 18-4, still relatively tight. Another 6-pointer here, and you feel like Rovers could cut loose. Keegan Hurst is ready to come on for Ward on this near side. Can Rovers find another try? Scrum down 10 away. Lecan. Leilua. Pumping the legs towards the line. Just to the left of the post. Connor Jones, will he go on his own here? He's got Arama Howe demanding it on his left side. Gives it to Arama Howe, there we go. You could see it coming. Connor Jones to Arama Howe, who has now scored in each of his last 4 Rovers games. And Rovers lead 22 points to 4. And could that be the game? Four tries to 4 forwards. Dan Smith, Elijah Taylor, Arama Howe and Matty Wildy. He just span out of the tackle and he wasn't going to be stopped. (22-4) with a kick to come. Six tries in 7 career games for Arama Howe. Not a bad strike rate. Can Hankinson from just to the left of the post add another 2. Taking it back to the 20-metre line again. It's a fairly friendly angle for the left boot of Hankinson. And he makes no mistake, just drills it down the middle. No nonsense from Hankinson, 4 from 4. And Rovers now lead 24 points to 4. Good to see John O'Ford on the sideline for Rovers today, running the water. Craig Hall there as well as 18th man, and Batley have kicked out on the full. Tom Alakan was right there, could have taken it, but got his angle spot on and just let it drift into touch. So penalty on halfway with a 24-4 lead, I beg your pardon. With over a quarter of this game still to go. Dane Chisholm finds touch far side. And Rovers are going to come again. With Lecan and then Lockwood. He would dearly love a try on career appearance number 250 as he is today. Connor Jones. Lecan once more, and then Mathieu Kozat set up the 3rd try for Dan Smith. Jones, Lecan, here is Lockwood, wrestling with Kabula. Rovers sense blood. Jones to Lacan. Aikens joining the line. No way through this time. A couple to go this set. 10 away with Leilua right side. Back to Lacan and then Lockwood. Lockwood all the way back to Chisholm. Picks it up on the half volley. Gives it to Hankinson, this near left-hand side. Hand off from Hankinson and then drives. And then he's grounded on the last 5 away. It's going to be with Dane Chisholm. No, it's not. It's going to be Gale to run on his own from dummy half. He's going to turn the ball over right on the line. Not the worst end to the set. Gale just getting a bit bored, I think. Fancied a bit of contact himself. Turned the ball over right on the Bulldogs line. It's a long way down the hill from there. It's another burst of early evening sunshine over Post Office Road. Keegan Hurst is dumped on his back by Lockwood and Kozar. Toulouse, by the way, leading Keighley 52-0 at the moment. Last tackle. Hooley under pressure from Longstaff. Was he taken? Referee says no. Oh, Keller Bacon's completely lost that in the sun, and he's bouncing about, and Dane Chisholm comes to the rescue. Now then, has he? Oh, he has. He is going to give a penalty for a late shot on the kicker, Ben Thaler. It was Longstaff on debut, getting a bit carried away. It's going to be a penalty to Batley under the post here. I thought he'd seen it and waved it away. Well, it's Batley penalty, under the sticks. Leak taps, gives it to Keegan Hurst. Lockwood meets him. It's Leak again. Kabula's hovering inside left. Buchanan on the right. Goes behind all of them. Meadows flat ball. Not going to be any way through for Josh Hodson. Still going. Almost over. Alistair Leak. Awful ball. Kozar, did he get anything on it? Well, Connor Jones was away, but Ben Thaler is saying it was already touched by Matthew Kozar diving forward. So it's going to be Batley ball. 6 to go. 10 from the Rovers line. As Sean Long glances down to his bench to see what he's got down there. I tell you, he's got Gadwin Springer, he's got John Davis, he's got Matty Wilde. I think it's going to be Springer. He's got Dan Smith as well. He's also got Craig Kopchak, but he's not kitted up. Not in the matchday squad today. And Craig Hall's down there as well, as is John O'Ford. Embarrassment to riches. Anyway, we're back underway. Touch judges on here. What's happened? Batley penalty. Rovers offside. So wave after wave of Batley pressure coming the Rovers' way. Right on their goal line. 24-4 is Featherstone's lead. Alistair Leak under the sticks here. Flat ball to Sammy Kabula. Offloads in the tackle. And Lockwood pounces. Smothers the offload. Kabula's going to be dummy half here. Ben White. Meadows met by Chisholm. Doesn't quite get there. Jones does. They've lost ground, Batley here. Leak. Hurst. Good tackle, Elijah Taylor. 2 to go this set, they're 10 away. Alistair Leak can go right, Kabula. Oh, he's almost done an intercept there. It's gone backwards off Batley, it's play on. It's a messy end though, this to the set. It's the last tackle. They're back to 15 away now, right side. So Leak, are they going to run it? He's going to run it on his own and then gives, oh, it's nice, it's a great finish. And they've scored in the corner. Dale Morton, but that was made by Alistair Leak, caught Rovers cold. And Dale Morton scores Batley's second try. It's 24-8. Well, the two wingers have scored the Bulldogs tries. One on each side for Morton and McGowan. And actually defended that set really well, Rovers. Batley scored, running it on the last. As Craig Lingard gives some instructions to James Meadows. Well, we wait for the kick. 17.5 minutes to go, 24-8. As Hooley lines up a touchline conversion. He's 1 metre in from this near right-hand touchline. Wrong side for a right footer. He's 1 metre in, 22 metres back. So a tough angle this for the Leeds Rhinos fullback. And he's pulled it. Oh, and he slams the kicking tee down, Hooley. 0 from 2. You might even have been able to hear Sean Long just to my right saying how many, is it 3 left? He's just checking how many interchanges he's got left. I'm sure we'll be seeing them in the next few minutes. 17 to go. 24-8, the Rovers lead. 4 tries to 2, but Batley have failed to convert either of their 2. Hence the score difference. Matty Wildy might be the man to come back on. He's chatting to Ian Hardman down on the touchline. Hooley takes the restart, gives it to Keegan Hurst. Oh, have some of that. He's met by Arama Howe, who didn't miss. Connor Jones made sure. Oh, but they get a back to 0 off Mr. Thaler this time. Another one. How many of those this afternoon? Toulouse now lead 58-0. And Rovers finished with a flourish. Last quarter of an hour here. It's going to be as you were at the top. 10 points, Featherstone from Toulouse. It's Batley in possession at the moment. And they've made a change. And Kabula's come off. We've got a Bulldog with no number coming on. Meadows, Buchanan, Hodson. Kicks straight to Caleb Eakins, who watched it well. And Akins sets Rovers up on 20. Gareth Gale, been kept relatively quiet today. He gets a 6 again for his side though. Briscoe with a one-handed pickup. Briscoe's had a big game. Gale helps out his wing colleague. Briscoe's found himself all the way over on this left wing. Then Gale takes on the next carry. Good work from the 2 wingers there, giving the pack a bit of a rest. Jones, Hankinson wants this. Hankinson runs at the line. Good set this from Rovers. They've gone all the way up the pitch without using their forwards at all. Gadwin Springer's back on for Mathieu Kozat. Now they use the pack. Lockwood. Nice little run from the captain, Arama Howe. Running all the way over the top of Meadows. Held is the call. 2 to go this set. Connor Jones. Chisholm, he's going to kick on the 4th. Puts it under the post. Akins challenges it. And Batley regain possession under their own sticks here. 14 minutes left. Thanks for joining us again on FRTV. Great to have you with us. Building up to the season's climax here. Here come the Bulldogs. Good luck to Batley at Wembley in a couple of weeks' time in the 1895 Cup final. Great experience to have. Rovers, of course, have experienced the last 2. Hooley looking for a 40-20, nowhere near. Briscoe's right underneath it anyway and takes it on the full. Wasn't going anywhere near touch, but Briscoe has it and he's running back. Slips as he tries to sidestep Gledhill. Akins, Gale. Here's Hankinson. Jones to Springer. That was a good drive. Oh, he offloads too. Jones picks it up off him. Lockwood now. Good passage of play. Jones. Aikens running it short side here. Hankinson kicks in field. Arama Howe hacks on. He's going to get his second, the big man. Touches down. Arama Howe cannot stop scoring. Another try for the big man. 7 in 7. And Rovers move further clear. And that should be the game. Fifth try for Rovers, second for Arama Howe. And Dan Smith is going to be brought on for the last 11.5 minutes. It's going to be Dane Chisholm making his way off. His 50th appearance in a Rovers shirt today. Ends with 11 minutes to go. Now Hankinson, who's kicked 4 from 4. This is toughest of the lot. About 8 to 9 metres in from this near left-hand touchline. On the 20-metre mark. Looks like he's missed that. Yeah, scruffy kick. 4 from 5 he's kicked. And Rovers lead by 28 points to 8. Batley kick off. They'll hope they won't have to do many more of them. There's another 10 minutes, so who knows? Lockwood carries it back. And Jones waits. Taylor. Good knock from ET today too. Try scorer. And here's Gadwin Springer. It's been a tight contest. They'll know they've been in a game today, these Rovers players. Off goes Connor Jones. Aikens, Smith, and then Lacan. Last tackle. Oh dear, and then a knock on. Blimey. That was not good at the end of the set from Rovers. Very sloppy. So Batley turn it over on their own 40. And we've got 9 minutes to go with this one. Does Batley make another change? That's Luke Blake coming back on. So he will slot in at hooker as Alistair Leake comes off. Rare spell of possession for Batley. Hooley. Good little dart from Hooley. Here's Blake, they're 20 away. Meadows. Rovers won't want to concede any more points from here. But they're defending on their goal line at the moment. This is the last. Blake. Hurst, and then Meadows. Oh, they're running it again. Buchanan, this is great. Hooley It's a good pickup. Batley threatening on the last. I think Rovers are going to get him in touch. The ball comes out. I think he may have called held already, but it's going to be the turnover. And Rovers have defended well there. And Matty Wildy's back on for the last 8 minutes, replacing Connor Jones. No try today for Connor. There goes Dan Smith. Wildy, Lockwood. Oh, lovely. Offloads to Wildy now. Rovers can scamper away, but Lacan is stopped in his tracks. It's the last tackle. Wildy kicks for touch. Just drills it low. That's the experienced head of Matty Wildy. 2 bounces into touch. And that allows the clock to tick down a bit more. Gives everyone a bit of a breather too. 6.5 to go. 28 points to 8. Featherstone lead Batley. And it's Batley in possession. Hooley picks it up. Buchanan takes it on. Oh, and they're offloading at will now. Blake now, over halfway. Hurst, Lockwood, clatters into him. Wildy makes sure, as does Longstaff. Sean Long's seen enough, he's making his way back down off the Coventry gantry. Here's Meadows, floats a ball to Morton. He's got a bit of room to work with, slips as he steps inside Gareth Gale. And goes to ground 10 metres from the Rovers line. Hodgson and Meadows. Crowd wanted a forward pass, and this time they get it. Rovers ball with 5 minutes of this one to go.
Just want to remind everyone that on this retro round, you want to join us in the clubhouse after the game this evening. Selected pints at £3, and we have an exclusive interview with Sean Long in the clubhouse after the game. So if you'd like to join us this Saturday night in the clubhouse, please feel free to do so.
4.5 to go. 5 tries to 2. Rovers 28 points to 8 up. And in possession. Have they coughed up possession? No, they get a penalty because Batley are offside. So there is going to be another chance for Rovers to score some points if they can get themselves up the right end of the pitch. Lacan's going to kick for touch this time, with Chisholm off the pitch. Finds a touch on halfway. So what can Rovers create from here? Joey Leilua taps, gives it to Lacan, and Gadwin Springer with a head of steam takes it on. Over halfway, great carry by Springer. Winding down the clock now, Rovers, with Wildy, Akins, Longstaff. In the inside right channel, Leilua wants a quick play here. Briscoe slips. Tackled himself there, Luke Briscoe. Wildy, Lacan, Taylor, reverse ball. Hankinson running back across, looking for a opening. Speedy play, Wildy running at the line. Dummying into Gledhill, last tackle, right in front of the sticks, 10 away. Hankinson is the acting halfback. Smith to his right, Lockwood to his left, Taylor to his left as well. He's going to kick to himself, Hankinson, good pick-up by Batley. Could easily have been a knock-on, but it's Bulldogs ball with 3 minutes of this contest remaining. And the atmosphere increasingly subdued, with everyone here at the Millennium Stadium knowing that the game is done. Rovers have won this. Just 2.5 minutes to play out. Meadows, Hooley, who's Ben White, I beg your pardon, not Hooley. And Batley giving the ball, they've lost the ball, giving the ball a bit of air. What's the referee going to say here? Should be the turnover, I think. Should be just Rovers ball on the 40. So they are going to get another chance here, last couple of minutes. Oh, it's a penalty. Meadows is speaking out of turn. He should know better than that. The Batley halfback. Well, he could kick for goal if they wanted. Oh, he's had enough. Ben Thaler's had enough. He can still hear Meadows chirping in his ear, so he's sending him to the sin bin. In fact, it wasn't Meadows, it was Meadows the first time, and then one of his teammates has taken it on. Was it Luke Blake? Either way, they're going to finish with 12 men here. That's nonsense from Batley. Ben Thaler just had enough. It was Luke Blake. Meadows started it. Ben Thaler just could hear this voice in his ear. Didn't know who he was, but he just had enough. Pulled the card out, reached round, said, "Who wants this?" And it was Blake. So 28-8, and Rovers have got one last shot at the Batley line here against 12 men. Oh, they're flying out the line. Gledhill missed by a mile there. Oh, it's a forward pass. Forward pass by Rovers, so Batley going to get the ball back. What a strange end to this game. 28-8, job done. 2 more tries for Arama Howe. And another win for Sean Long's side. Plenty to work on, of course, still. But very much job done. Batley are chucking the ball around on their own 30. Hooley. Oh, Joey Low-Lewis having a bit of afters. Still a bit of an edge out there. And Batley in possession still too. Dying embers of round 20 of the Betfred Championship. Keegan Hurst, good hit on him from Ellis Longstaff. And that'll do us. Full-time hooter, job done. Rovers march on. 5 tries to 2, 2 for Arama Howe. Rovers winning by 28 points to 8. On to the Shay next Sunday. I hope you can join us for that. Rovers have got the job done here. Thanks for your company on FRTV. Post-match reaction on the way too. After another Featherstone Rovers win, they have beaten Batley by 28 points to 8.